Morning, Jamie.
Morning.
Here we are at the Canadian Sales Congress, which is an insurance program with lots of different companies and speakers. And Jamie just spoke. You just spoke at this upstairs. You crushed it.
Thank you.
Did an awesome job.
Appreciate it.
And I'm having fun being here in Toronto, Canada with you and your team. We had an incredible meeting last night.
Yep.
And it's just so fun to see what's happening here with Experior and the AOG coming together and what we're doing. I wanted to take just a moment and ask you, we've got AOG now, there's people putting things out online and painting their pictures of what we're doing.
Sure.
and of the industry, and everybody's trying to position themselves. Ownership is a buzzword right now out across our industry. But just to clarify a few things, AOG right now, and us together, our teammates, there's 12 entities that are part of the AOG network.
That's right.
That includes certainly Experior now, and several insurance agencies, and a CRM company, Copper.com, and a reinsurance company, and other things coming together that our associates own a piece of. Kind of explain that and how you feel about not just the Experior piece of it, but the package of what we're doing, would you?
Yeah, well, I'm very excited, and some of the people that are maybe being misled or are misleading, maybe they just don't understand. So I'm glad that we're here just to maybe share some of the nuggets. But the reason that Experior, we decided to do this is because we wanted to be a part of something bigger than ourselves, right? And you've said that a few times. We recognize that with most entities, and even at our size, we had over 12,000 licensed agents. We were doing amazing. We just came off a record recruiting month. Actually, month's not even over. We're over 3,000 new associates recruited into Experior. And people questioned, like, why would you do this? Like, you're on such a growth curve. Why would you do this? And obviously the immediate response from others is, yeah, the Pricketts just wanted to cash out. Well, not only did we not cash out, we did a share swap. And now we've doubled down on what we need to do, because now we're not only responsible for Experior, we're responsible for many other lives with these other 12 entities and growing. And our vision, and what I saw when we spoke, Monte, was that we're not just going to be bringing on agents that are new to the industry, wanting to learn the business and growing them from the ground up like we've been doing at Experior. Now we have the ability to attract the 42,000 plus independent insurance agencies in the US and the several thousand in Canada, the 18,000 RIA firms that are independently run, and they have what you keep mentioning, what is called trapped equity. They have no strategy. Yes, their business might be worth millions, but they have no way to access those millions. So us looking at the potential of becoming an IPO over the next several years is one way that we can help these founders of companies, including Experior, us, my wife and I as founders, but also the fact that 30% of Experior was owned by our sales force, right, with our stock program. Now every leader in Experior is now a equity holder of AOG companies, and that we couldn't be more excited. I used to wake up, Monte, and sometimes this would wake me up in the middle of the night, like, how will we exercise on the share program? And we knew that we could sell to another company. That's an option for sure. We've been approached by many, and we've got a company that's worth 9 figures now, and we could have done that, but we never saw that as a strategy, because then we were under a lot of control. With this, it was a true and I don't want to say the word partnership, because in the legal sense it's not a partnership, but I feel like we're partners now, and we can build this thing for the betterment of everyone and show them how we have a clear strategy to access that equity in the future. So,
well, I love it, and love how you're describing it. We just upstairs as we speak, there's speakers speaking to this big group of insurance professionals in the room. And one of them that was just presenting a moment ago is a small insurance operation that has just what you described, trapped equity. Yep. He's part of some little small organization, incredible speaker, great person. But that's an example of people that we can pull in. We're attracting agencies, registered investment advisory firms, and organizations that are not part of something bigger than themselves, and simply pulling them in. Yep. I want to reiterate that as we accumulate companies, as AOG continues to expand, as we bring groups like Experior, some certainly most are way smaller, but as they come in, we're encouraging everybody to live by their agreements, don't violate agreements, We want to do things right. We don't want anybody targeting companies like our former companies. You were with a former company that many years ago that I was once with. You were never with my prior company, but we want to encourage people to live by their agreements. But we're going to be attracting, we think, hundreds and probably thousands of organizations to be a part of this great network and allow them to have ownership of not just what they do, but of the greater piece. And our goal is, just as you described, it's IPO readiness. We're not saying a specific date, but we want to be IPO ready. We're going to act like a public company while we're becoming one, the as-if principle. And I just think it's an incredible opportunity. We want to make sure that periodically we set the record straight, help people understand what we're doing and how we're doing it. And we welcome agencies, organizations, groups to come and explore with us how they can be a part of what's happening.
Absolutely. And I'll just speak to one other thing, Monte, is I woke up this morning to a text message with someone on Instagram sharing 10 points that you need to know about AOG, Experior. And unfortunately for them, maybe they were misled, but every one of the 10 points was inaccurate, outright lie, inaccurate, outright lie. And that's okay, but you got to be careful of the information you're spreading. You know, it's important that you share the truth with people if you are going to share information. But the other thing is this, he's with one of those competitor companies that we've referenced.
Sure.
And I would say this, you don't need to be worried because we're not going after you. You're under restrictive covenants. You're with an organization, I won't say the name out of respect for the innocent, but you're with a company that even if you wanted to come with us, you're under restrictive covenants and you need to stay where you are. So don't worry about you and your people. Keep building your business. There's so many fish in this ocean that we can all win in this business. So, you know, we just want to set the record straight on that.
Yeah, there's plenty of room and plenty of time to get big in the business. My goodness, it's such a vast industry. And so that's why we don't need to be targeting companies. We certainly don't need people coming and violating agreements. So that's well said. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, my friend.
You got it.